All right, let's step inside one of modern wrestling's most punishing creations, the Elimination Chamber. Now, this isn't just any old match, it's a straight-up career-altering ordeal. And today we're deconstructing the absolutely chaotic 2022 edition, where the road to WrestleMania was paved with steel, shattered glass, and a whole lot of broken bodies.
You know, when the commentators call this thing the mouth of hell, they're not just trying to be dramatic. They mean it. This isn't just a wrestling ring. The entire structure is a weapon. It's a place designed for pure punishment, where survival is pretty much the only goal. And that unforgiving steel is as much of an opponent as the 5 other guys in there with you.
But to really appreciate the carnage that's about to unfold, you first have to understand the battlefield. See, the chamber isn't just a free-for-all. It's actually a very structured form of chaos with its own unique set of rules that turns the whole thing into a brutal, high-stakes chess game.
So at its core, the chamber is this massive cage of steel and chain that completely surrounds the ring. But the really sinister part? The 4 bulletproof pods lined up inside. It creates this environment where there is absolutely, positively no escape, and every single surface is a potential weapon.
The rules themselves are pretty simple, but they're brutal. So 2 guys start the match in the ring. The other 4? They're sealed inside their own personal pods, just helpless, waiting for their turn. Every few minutes, a new superstar is released at random, and that just completely shifts the dynamic of the match. It's a war of attrition. You get eliminated by pinfall or submission, one by one, until there's only a single survivor left standing.
And the prize they're all fighting for? Oh, it's only one of the biggest in all of sports entertainment. The winner doesn't just walk out with the WWE Championship. They get to defend that title in the main event of WrestleMania. I mean, that's the dream, the absolute pinnacle, and it's hanging right there in the balance.
So let's meet the 6 men who are vying for that prize. It was such a fascinating mix of guys. You had the dominant champion, the almighty Bobby Lashley. You had the battle-tested veteran, AJ Styles, the wild-card newcomer, Riddle, and the arrogant upstart, Austin Theory. Then there was Seth Rollins, the visionary, who's done it all, except win this match. And then, looming over every single one of them, the final entrant, the most feared man in the entire building, Brock Lesnar.
Okay, so the bell rings, and the match starts off with Seth Rollins and Austin Theory. It's all going according to plan. But then, just moments in, a complete and total freak accident happens that would change the entire course of the WWE Championship.
It was just pure, chaotic chance. You couldn't have planned this. Seth Rollins powerbombs Austin Theory into Bobby Lashley's pod, and the plexiglass doesn't just crack, it explodes. Theory goes crashing right into the champion, taking him out before Lashley had even officially entered the match.
So while the match is still raging on inside the ring, you've got this whole other scene of absolute chaos unfolding around Lashley's pod. Medical staff rush in, the champion is clearly injured, and all of a sudden, the fate of the entire match is completely up in the air.
And then, the official announcement comes down from the commentary team. Because of concussion protocols, Bobby Lashley is medically unable to continue. In that one single moment, the entire landscape shifted. It was now a guarantee. By the end of the night, we would have a new WWE champion. This just changed the entire game. The title was now, for all intents and purposes, vacant, just hanging there for the remaining 5 guys to grab. The question on everyone's mind was simple. With the champion out of the picture, who was going to seize this completely unexpected opportunity? With the champion gone, the field was suddenly wide open. And one man, still locked inside his pod, saw this not as a problem, but as an invitation. He decided he wasn't going to wait his turn. He was just going to take it.
See, Brock Lesnar was supposed to be the final entrant, the last man out of the pod. But he sees the chaos, he sees the opportunity, and you can just tell he's getting impatient. The scheduled timer, the rules, yeah, that meant absolutely nothing to him.
He doesn't wait for the buzzer. He doesn't wait for the door to open. Brock Lesnar simply kicks his way through the wall of his own pod and unleashes himself into the match on his own terms. It was just a stunning, unbelievable act of defiance.
What came next was just a storm of pure dominance. He immediately gets his hands on Seth Rollins, hits him with an F5, elimination. He destroys Riddle with another one, elimination. He hoists up the veteran AJ Styles for a third, elimination. I mean, in just a matter of minutes, the Beast had single-handedly decimated half the field.
And just like that, a match that started with 6 of the best was down to its final 2. The stage was set for a terrifying final confrontation to decide the new champion.
It all came down to this: the conqueror, Brock Lesnar, against the young,
cocky, and now, you better believe it, utterly terrified Austin Theory. This is the same kid who once dismissed Lesnar as totally nothing, and now he's locked inside a steel cage with his absolute worst nightmare.
So what does Theory do? The only thing he can think of, he runs. He tries to escape by literally climbing the wall of the chamber, scaling the chains, just trying to get as far away from Lesnar as humanly possible. But as we know, inside the Elimination Chamber, there is nowhere to hide.
Lesnar was right behind him, climbing up that structure with this terrifying ease. He traps Theory on the narrow roof of one of the entry pods, nearly 15 feet above the solid steel floor. Theory was cornered. There was no escape. And then came a moment that is going to live in Elimination Chamber history forever. Lesnar hoists Theory up onto his shoulders, and from the very top of that pod, delivers a devastating F5, sending him plummeting all the way down to the steel below. Just an absolutely stunning and terrifying display of raw power.
After that incredible fall, Lesnar just calmly climbs back down, drags Theory's limp body to the center of the ring, and makes the cover. 1, 2, 3. It was over, and there was only one man left. Brock Lesnar had conquered the chamber. In his very first attempt, he didn't just survive, he completely dominated, becoming the new WWE champion and punching his ticket to the main event of WrestleMania.
And to add the ultimate insult to injury, after the match, Lesnar picks up Austin Theory's phone and takes a selfie with the fallen superstar and his newly won championship. It was the perfect, final, memorable image of sheer, arrogant dominance. So, it leaves us with a really fascinating question. A dominant champion was crowned through just sheer, brute force, for sure. But was Lesnar's victory inevitable? Or was it simply the result of that one freak accident, a moment of pure chaos that opened the door for the most dangerous man in the match to simply walk right through it?